Welcome to another lesson today. Same shirt, same hat, but forwards this time. Anyways, let's get into it. This video is going to be pretty off the cuff. I don't have a script for it, but I want to explain to you guys and just drill this into your head as much as I can in this video. What is killing you? And what is killing your plans specifically? What's killing your success? And slowing your motivation, if not just downright sucking it up into oblivion, right? What's holding you back from reaching where you want to be? Those goals that you have, those desires that you have, they're good, they're right, but you keep failing. And why? The problem is overthinking. Now, if you're anything like myself, I've been plagued with overthinking all of my life, right? It's been the thing that's held me back from doing so many things, from trying so many experiences, from and then from doing some things that I shouldn't have. It's sort of your mind running against itself and shooting itself in the foot when it just needs to either just move and go on with itself instead of wait and sitting back, or instead of going out forward without much thought, just resting. And a lot of this comes with experience and discernment, which in some ways you have to deal with overthinking and suffer with it to be able to get it under your control, right? To develop control within your mind and over these thoughts, where you don't overthink, or in some ways you turn it for your good, right? You monopolize it, you optimize it for your good and for your success, right? Now, overthinking often happens when we have a goal and we're sort of in this in-between state where things are not perfectly clear of that goal. The steps are not laid out perfectly, but we also have enough evidence to know that we could maybe get there, right? So your mind's in sort of this in-between state. So you kind of flip back and forth between bridging across and just going forward, or just staying back and not having to deal with the anxiety and the fear that this new opportunity may bring. And with how life is, right, we don't know whether we should go or should we stay. We don't know whether it would be better for us to go or to stay. Our mind flips back and forth. And this is a normal human thing, but I think others of us suffer with it more. And it's more prevalent in our lives, right? So how do we combat this overthinking? The answer is pretty simple. Become a retarded intellectual. What do I mean by this? This character has two sides. The intellectual side is the side of you that is still able to reason, is still able to think through things, and most importantly, hear this, reflect on things. It is to reflect on your experiences and be able to kind of rest and think about what you did, how you dealt with the thoughts, and what the result of it was. More importantly, the principle of what you did rather than just the result. And that's sort of the process and how it worked and how you dealt with everything, right? This is where you grow the most. But it is often hard, especially within the culture that we live in, to do this. It takes a lot of overcoming quick pleasure and quick dopamine that we're so used to. And in a way, this rest, this introspection becomes a new sort of dopamine, a good dopamine that you can replace the evil dopamine with, right? Now, the other part of this that you're probably wanting to hear more about is the retarded part, right? The retarded intellectual. I just made that up on the spot. I'm gonna trademark it. Retarded, I mean, make the decision. Whether you go or whether you don't, but make it right then and there. And then that gives you time for that introspection, that reflection, right? But you sort of just have to go and make the decision. Do it or do not do it, right? Because if you sit there dwelling on it and not moving, one way or the other, that's when you start overthinking. And that's when you're screwed, right? That's when you lose. That's the tragedy of life, is when you don't make a decision. It's not yes or no, it's just no decision at all. It's just no answer, right? So when I say become retarded, I mean simply know your goals and have that time of reflection and introspection. And then when you're not in that time, make the decision. Say yes to that thing, say no to that thing, but make the decision and follow through. And follow through relentlessly, right? Continue in pursuing that. And as you do that, as you go forward, you'll be able to see if it's a worthy pursuit or maybe it's not. You know, you'll probably have more losses than you will hits, right? More misses than you will hits or bullseyes. But that's sort of how life is. You got to put up the shots and get the data back, so then you can keep producing more shots with that learned data. And that's how every successful person ever, successful financially, socially, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever you want to talk about, every successful person within the broad terms of the word has gone through that process of putting up the shots, losing a lot, and winning some more. And sure, your background, your ethnicity, your gender, whatever, plays a slight role into this, where you grow up, what class you grow up in, that's a big one. But it really doesn't matter if you're putting up shots, right? There's this phrase, optimal game theory. Basically, optimize what you've been dealt. Maximize and monopolize on everything that you've been dealt, with every card that you've been given. Whether it's good or bad, utilize it to your full potential. It's all about the ratio of what you've been given to what you can put back and produce more, right? And then when you sort of put this retarded intellectual character into your mind as who you are, not as who you are becoming, but who you are right now, there's no room for overthinking. It kind of just dies out. It's like when you're gardening or mulching, and you put the tarp down over the ground and put, the flowers and cut the holes into them so the flowers can grow, and then you put mulch over everything and the weeds can't grow because they're being blocked, right? So this mindset is sort of a boundary, sort of a layer that you can develop. So there's no room for overthinking. There's no room for that rumination of those thoughts and ultimately being the greatest tragedy that you can have. Anyways, that's my little TED Talk on overthinking, how to avoid it, and how to just kill it. And it's a lot simpler than you think, like most things are. So remember, just be aware of your thoughts, monopolize and capitalize on everything that you can, put your energy and effort forth to see the best responses, right? And remember, like I said in the last video, you may have ups and downs along your path, but if the trend goes up, generally goes up over time, and you have to believe that it will, because I promise you that it will. You have to find evidence to believe that it is going up. And when you find that, you get more motivation to keep going. But if that general trend is going up, you will succeed, my friend, and keep going. Keep going. Thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you for your time.